Alright, this is gonna be a crazy video. It's gonna be well, actually, I'll near this in the end, the golden ratio. For now, I'm gonna talk about the more, um, the easier stuff to understand. Just in case you're not mathematically heavy, you're dizzy or tired, because the golden ratio one does require some attention. I'm just gonna give a summary, as in like I'm scrolling through, showing you guys what is up for the today's thingamajiggy video. So I think I'm gonna start with this one, because it's simple. So golden ratio near the end. I'm saving that for the end in case you yeah, because not everybody has a good attention span. So let me just go with this first. So look at this, verse 45. I highlighted this. I'm sorry if the highlight is annoying. So look at this verse. Verse 45 of chapter star. And he, God, creates the pairs, the male and the female. Then look at verse 46. From an ejected drop of sperm. Now, what's interesting is that the number of chromosomes in the human body, it's 46. And this is pretty common knowledge. Now, look at here's what's amazing as well. Look at the number of words in this verse, from the beginning of this verse, 45, up to this verse, 46. So count the number of words. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has 6. And then this one has 1, 2, 3. So 3. So in total, from where God talks about male and female creates pairs up to this ejected drop of semen, of sperm, you get 9 words in total. A child is born after 9 months, usually. There are exceptions, of course, of early childbirth and whatnot. Anyways, there's a claim in here which I don't really want to I don't mention it because I'm not sure about it. They say, interesting thing is that the sex organs of the fetus starts to form during week 9. The child is born after 9 months. I know the child is born after 9 months, yeah, cool. But this thing about week 9, where the fetus develops the sex organs, I'm not sure. But they have a study here. They have quoted a study here. If you want to verify it, I don't want to verify it. For me, it's enough. The 9-month thing, I already know about it. So this is the NCBI website. Anyways. This one is very awesome. So it's very simple as well to understand. Let me just start by reading this verse. Alright, let's start by that. Then bind him in a chain which is 70 cubits long. Now, if you go to Google and you write 70 cubits in meters, you're going to get 32. This verse number is 32. And there are other verses that there are other cool numerical miracles in the Quran which I haven't shown, where the kilometers. So, for example, from beginning of the Quran, from the beginning all the way to chapter Ayan, where Ayan is mentioned, there are 5,100 verses, and Ayan is 5,001, well, approximately, I don't remember the exact number, 5,100 kilometers underneath the earth. I did talk about that in another video. Here's something I have read many times, but I didn't notice. This is so cool. الشمس والقمر بحسبان. I even made a video where I recited this verse before. It's insane. Okay, so look at this. The sun and the moon move by precise calculation. And look at the verse number, it's 5. The moon's tilt is 5 degrees. And I remember learning this in my astronomy classes. It's absolutely insane. So now that I got the more simple ones out of the way, I'm thinking about which one to start next. This one. Okay, so this is the golden ratio. Here's where the golden ratio ones come in. So this person, there are so many things about when it comes to the golden ratio in the Quran. So this is one of them. So you look at the 1000. Oh yeah, by the way, the golden ratio is 1.618. It's an irrational number, continues forever. It's an irrational number like pi. Doesn't what's it called? It doesn't end, carries on forever. So this person looked at the 1618th word, in other words, the golden ratioth word, and he looked at the golden ratioth verse in the Quran from the very beginning of the Quran. So you start obviously counting from the beginning of the Quran until you get to the golden ratioth word and verse. So he now looks at the connection between these two. What's amazing is the golden ratioth word is found in a verse with 43 letters and 9 words. Now look at the verse, the golden ratioth verse. It also has exactly 43 letters and 9 words. Whoa, that's awesome. And also they share the same word, which means no in Arabic, word no. So that is very much insane, as you can see here. These two verses share the root word no. Wow. And then obviously, should I go with this one? No. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be very quick with this one because it's not as cool as the top one. So if you look at, if you take the total number of words in the Quran, which is 77,430, and you divide it by the golden ratio, you get the golden, kind of like the other side of the rectangle, because the golden ratio is linked to rectangles, side A and side B, and obviously you can use it in cool ways. Anyways, so you get the 47,855th word in the Quran. And in this verse, if you take the numerical value, and you can Google what that is, so it's something relating to something called abjad. You can read about that. Abjad, I think that's how you spell it. Anyways, but the numerical value of that entire verse is 1,618. Now let me go to the coolest, one of the coolest ones, I think. So, chapter 16. Okay, 16. It's called B. And quick fact, did I say anything about this? Did I say this? I don't think I mentioned this, by the way. The word man and the word woman, both in the Quran, I'm not sure if it's the word singular form of man instead of plural, which is men. So is it singular for man and singular for woman, or is it singular plus plural, so man plus men and woman plus women? I'm not too sure, but both of these words in total of the entire Quran comes up 23 times. So again, I'm not sure if that's the plural or the singular, or singular plus plural, but it was like a year ago I made a video about that. Now look at this one, chapter 16. Now bees, they reproduce in the golden ratio, in terms of their proportion of male to female, and I think they have more female. They reproduce, giving birth to more females than males. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. So look at this verse. If you tried to count Allah's blessings, you can never count them. Allah is ever forgiving, most merciful. So this verse is about counting, and it obviously... Oh, sorry, I didn't even mention this. This is chapter 16, verse 18. Look at the verse number 18. So this verse is about counting. Counting what? Blessings of God. And it says you can never count them, which is very interesting. You could never count them. So you might be wondering, what is this? Why is the golden ratio position placed here exactly? Why wasn't it placed here or here? So do you see that symbol? This symbol here. So you can open any Quran. Do you see this symbol here? I'm circling it. That black symbol floating. Yeah. So if you open any Quran, you'll find this symbol, and it's like an optional pause. It's like a full stop in English. You know how you end your sentence? Hi, I am happy, and then you end that with a full stop. So this is kind of like the full stop in Arabic. So that's cool. That it wasn't placed randomly. This place where he placed the golden ratio proportion, it's amazing that this symbol is placed exactly here in the verse of the golden ratio 16:18. So you count the length and whatnot. The proportion turns out to be according to the golden ratio proportion, approximately, of course, not the exact golden ratio, because you can't get the exact golden ratio using whole numbers. What was it? It was 5 plus the square root of 2, I think, divided by 2. What was the... No, sorry, it was 1 plus the square root of 5, if I'm not mistaken. 1 plus the square root of 5 divided by 2. Yeah. So this is equal to the golden ratio. It's equal to phi, which is the symbol for the golden ratio. Yeah, the reason you don't get the exact golden ratio and only an approximate one, look at this. If you do 39, the entire number of letters divided by the golden ratio, you get 24.1 something something something. You don't get exactly 24 because you can't get the golden ratio, the exact golden ratio, using whole numbers, because you can't have half a letter or square root of 5 letters or 0.3 letters. And same thing for words, by the way. This is what's amazing about this verse. If you do it with letters, you get the golden ratio. If you also golden ratio proportion, and if you do it with the number of words as well, so he tries both. He does both. Look at this. Let me just lower this picture. Yeah. You do it with the number of letters, golden ratio. Number of words as well, you get the golden ratio. This is amazing. Here is the final fact. In this chapter, there are so many words. There are, I think, over 3,000 words. But if you find out what the 1,618th word is in this chapter, in chapter 16, what word do you think will pop up? The word that will pop up will be the word blessings, which, should I remind you, is exactly what this verse is telling us that we should, well, it doesn't say we should try and count it, it says you can't count them. And that's all insane and just mind-boggling. On top of all the other previous videos I've done, I think I've really made a clear point by now. I mean, to call this stuff coincidence, you know, it would be very ignorant and absolutely arrogant and egotistical. It's funny I say egotistical. I recently made a video with somebody using that word. Cough, cough, night. Anyways, it's just insane. You don't get this type of stuff randomly, and in the Quran, you know, the earliest Quranic manuscript is in Birmingham. It's in I think it's in a museum or university of Birmingham, and this manuscript has been dated back to the actual time of the Prophet of Islam, so 1,400 years ago. How do you have software to know these, or even science that knows about these type of things? you really just can't. And this isn't even about science and whatnot. This is about knowing the measure of something which hasn't even been invented yet, meters. You didn't have meters back then. And there are also about kilometers. You didn't have kilometers back then. And there's another one I haven't shown about, I think, feet, and you didn't have feet back then. Yeah, there's also one about miles. You didn't have miles back then. There's even one that I haven't shown about light years. And obviously they didn't know about light years back then. Nor the tilt of the moon. Of course, if I only showed you this, if this is the only thing I showed you today or ever, you would say this is a goddamn coincidence. Come on, stop being stupid. But I haven't only shown you this. I really, really haven't only shown you this. I even showed you an entire website, and even an entire Facebook page, and I haven't even shown you the other websites because you don't need other websites. I already showed you enough, all of you guys. This is insane. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it.